morning, everybody. Today is Friday the 13th, or March 13th, 2020. And the stock market opened 1,000 points down. And now, guess what? It lost 900 points out of this 1,000, and it's barely up like 150 points at 21,200. Okay? And just remember, last month it was all the way to 29 or 30,000. So basically what happened was this morning, or I mean overnight, the US government was trying to cool down the situation and try to explain that we will have some kind of stimulus package that will help people that for example, are sitting at home and not working, or maybe working part-time, working from their houses. So, but a lot of those things are being proposed by American Democrats, and they were opposed by Republicans, saying that some of the provisions in those laws or in those proposals were not exactly answering the coronavirus pandemic. So basically, we have a medical problem right now, and the government is trying to solve with pure money injections. This problem needs to be solved with science and research and bright minds. Unfortunately, it's not the problem that you could just throw money at and it's gonna solve itself. So the interesting thing is that there's a lot of different laboratories around the world that are working on this thing, but they still cannot find a solution. And meanwhile, what happened is that companies in America finally realized that all those mass gatherings for sports shows, for museums, for theaters, except for movie theaters somehow, are dangerous. And the governor of New York banned the gatherings of more than 500 people. I don't understand why 500 people. I think it should be like more than 3, because what happens is that if you have 500 people, or let's say 499 people, chances are there is somebody there with the coronavirus. And if we know, since we know it's very contagious, it could easily be spread across many people in this crowd, even if it's 100 people. So, but the good thing is that businesses in America realize that they will pretty much create hazardous conditions for their clients, for their customers, for sports fans. And who knows what's going to happen with this pandemic. But I'm sure that once everything kind of cools down, there will be a bunch of lawyers trying to sue everybody for, you will continue to play your play on a Broadway, gathering 500 people, and guess what? You were supposed to close yourself because now we have one client who is dead or something like this. So businesses know how vicious American lawyers are, trying to find a victim and blame a business in its negligence or whatever. So most businesses said, you know what, I don't want to be in this limbo in the future, because it's coming. And unless all the lawyers will get coronavirus and suddenly die, but businesses are basically shutting down, and it looks like it's going to be a major hit for their sales, for their profits. Some of these businesses are traded on a stock market. So for example, as WWE, it's a worldwide entertainment. This is the guys that basically show like a lot of wrestling matches, and other kind of like sports shows. So the other thing is that some, I think they were trying to say that some teams would play the game without fans being, you know, in a stadium. But I think now they kind of like revisited this statement, and they said no games would be played because some of the athletes actually got infected with coronavirus. And since any game is a lot of touching, especially like basketball, for example, what happens is that they said, you know what, we don't want to risk this, guys, and let's just cancel this whole you know, all these games and all those, you know, kind of sports seasons like basketball, baseball, NHL. And you know, we're lucky that we're able to actually have the Super Bowl because it happened in January, and before this whole crisis kind of blew up like crazy. So, but this is going to be a major impact on you know, sports and entertainment in a sense. And you know, if you think that how many people actually travel for those events, we're talking about a lot less driving, a lot less staying in the hotels, so a lot less flying. So people would be kind of trying to stay away and, you know, stay in their houses or their homes and try to avoid contact with other people. So the market is trying to recover. It's trying to say, oh, I am cheap now, let's buy me now. But as I said, this is not a financial problem in a sense. It's a more of a medical problem, but unfortunately it does cause quite a bit of financial damage. And since there's a lot of psychological effect of this, you know, coronavirus news, there's like a lot of people who are getting scared, and I think the next major blow would be the death of some famous people. This morning we received news that the president of Brazil is getting just got infected, and his representatives were actually meeting Trump. Also, the wife of Canadian Prime Minister got infected with coronavirus. And I don't understand, they're saying that, oh yeah, we're gonna isolate her, but we're not gonna test him because he doesn't show any symptoms. I was like, haven't you read that this shit is not gonna show you some symptoms for like a few days? And if he kissed and touched his wife, there's a high probability for this dude to get infected with the coronavirus. So I think they're testing him. They're just not telling us because they're afraid to scare us. So guys, if you want to find out how to make money of the coronavirus, go to the go to this website, 2stx.com. It will take you directly to the Apple App Store page where you could download, install, and run my app on your iPhone, iPad, and Apple TV. And it covers 5,500 stocks with daily buy and sell recommendations. So thank you for your time, stay healthy, and good luck trading.